Thank you. And before I start my presentation, I have 3 steps before. The first step, I am so proud to stay here. My first time in Asia, my first time in this country. I'm so happy, I'm so proud, and my mother also, because I am here. And thank you very much. The second step, I arrived yesterday after 6 hours to trip. Then my body is here, but my mind is still in the room, at the room. I am so tired, but I am so happy to stay here. And the last step, my English is not good enough, then I apologize in advance, and I'd like to introduce Professor Dr. Rafael Sisen to help me during my presentation. Then, if I make some mistakes, probably I will make a lot of mistakes because I repeat, my mind is still at the room. Rafael Sisen will help me. Then, IVB, Instituto Vital Brasil. Okay, okay. My name is Edimilson, and Rafael Sisen is my colleague and scientific director, Vital Brasil Institute. This is Rio de Janeiro, the best place in Brazil to live, the nice city in Rio de Janeiro, the best, the more beautiful city in Rio. I lived here. I am here. You can see me, probably. Then my speech in less than 30 minutes. I'd like to introduce IVB and encourage new partners to work with us. My objective is building here a new partners and involving our country. In the second part, to present the main arrovirus in Brazil, we have yellow fever, dengue 1, 2, 3, 4, Zika virus, and chikungunya in these moments. The same moments, different of kind of arbovirus in circulation in my country, unfortunately. And is a real challenge to control the severe public health problem in these moments. Oh, sorry. Oh. The other objectives keep everybody alert. Why I am told about this? 20 years ago, I was giving a lecture in my university, and this guy was sleeping. When I finished my presentation, he's still sleeping. Then I am very worried after this. Then I need to do same thing to keep everybody alert. Then the second step, the second moment, I prefer to conclusion. At the moment, nobody is sleeping. Then my conclusion. IVB is the third official laboratory in Brazil. But we started in this job just 1 month ago. Then we intend to improve our position and put in short time to put Vital Brasil in better position. It probably after our partner will be possible to do it. And I hope you all feel encouraged to be new partners to work with us, and not just to drug development, but to distribution as well, and to present the main arbovirus in Brazil and the real challenges to control the severe public health problems. I told and repeat, in this moment, we have 4 kinds of dengue virus, Zika virus, chikungunya, and yellow fever in the same country, but not the same space. The Brazil is very bigger. It's the biggest country in South America. Sorry. Part 1. Okay. Okay. Then about us. Vital Brasil is an official laboratory and the only for Brazilian cell products. Nowadays, we are the only. Just Vital Brasil is producing some soros. And our objective, principal objective is serve the entire public and private sectors with the production and serum in human medicines for Brazil public health system. Our story was created by Vital Brasil, the name of the scientist, and since 1957 as a Rio de Janeiro state government company. And mission and vision contribute to health promotion, so research, diffusion of scientific knowledge, and manufactured products with ethic and social and environmental responsibility. E-Vision stands its refers role in health, science, and technology through innovative and participative managements. And the Brazil, the words, Brazil is here. The next, you can see South America and Brazil here, and our states. There is Rio de Janeiro state and Rio de Janeiro city. States, all, and city is here. I live here. And the Vital Brasil's other city near, and just a bridge between both city. You can take the car and through the bridge and arrive here. Then every day I leave this space and arrive here. Here I worked. And we have different places where Vital Brasil farm, where it can produce the soros, and Nova Friburgo, other camps. We have 9 spaces today, but this more important space here, and the main building in Niterói. And you can produce plasma, serum, but we want more. We want more. We can improve our production, encourage new partners abroad, and carry out specific new antivenom serum for different countries. For instance, we can produce serum against the specific snakes here in Malaysia or other countries. If you want, we can develop new serums also. And in these moments, we can produce snake, scorpions, spiders, and in studies in these moments for bee also. The first producer, the unique to produce this kind of antivenoms in the world. And we have stem projectable water generation. We have quality control. Now, in these moments, we are producing anti-cancer medicines. And me, the president, like I said before, I started 1 month ago, and Rafael Cisnes also, and the other people from my team. Now we can, for the next year, we will produce almost 2 billions. 2 billions. The almost the same value than the ringgits, the same relation, and $1 for real, and $1 for ringgits. Is that correct? Then the same. Then not in this moment, unfortunately, but next year we will receive more money. Then it's good and new. And part 2, the more important, in my opinion, to present the men's arbovirus in Brazil and the real challenge to control the severe public health problem. Like I said before, yellow fever, dengue, 1, 2, 3, and 4, Zika virus and chikungunya in these moments are in circulation in my country. Why Brazil have this problem? Hug country, the size of my country. You can put Argentina, Chile, Uruguay, Bolivia, Paraguay in the same space. Brazil is very bigger. The weather is tropical like here. Then it's rain a lot. The weather is hot. Unfortunately, lack of education for health. The main problem involving Brazil, involving health, unfortunately, is the lack of education for health. If you give education, probably the number of diseases will minimize in the future. Urban sprawl, the disorganized, the not organized, the developed. Some poor areas, you can see, poor basic sanitation, and the irregular supply of water, forcing reservoirs in each residence. Everybody has reservoir in residence. The absence of waste recycle policy, then the waste on the environment, unfortunately also. And some areas of conflicts make it difficult to access health agents. And until 9 years ago, only 3% of the city of Rio de Janeiro had the family health program. Now, we hope at the moment of the Olympic game will be 70. We will have great notice, good notice, but until 9 years ago, a big problem, the absence of a family health program. Brazil is here. Then, high sustainability in Brazil. The south of our country is better because the weather is more cold. Then the population is more organized also, more developed also. Then poor regions in Brazil. And Zika, case of activity transmission in Brazil, unfortunately, another bad news. And Zika in the Americas, e microcephaly associated to Zika virus. In Brazil, 100 cases, confirmed cases to date. Then Colombia, 7, Martinique, 3, Panama, 3, and the United States, 1. But Brazil, the record is Brazil. And case of microcephaly reported in subnational region of Brazil classification. Then you can see here, so that's the Rio is here, and under investigation, 571, and confirmed cases, 43. And some cases was discarded, 239. But we have some 10% cases confirmed under investigation, almost 600, and confirmed 4 and 3 cases. It's 10 or 50 times more than the usual in our country. And cases in almost all country, except South, but Rio has problem here. And cumulative case in Brazil for epidemiological week since last year is increasing. Now, in these moments, 5,000 cases. And cumulative Zika virus case in Brazil. Started the epidemics, the epidemiology, the epidemic problems started here after World Cup started here 2 years ago and spreads all the country. And dengue, chikungunya, Zika virus, and microcephaly in Pernambuco. Pernambuco is the northeast of my country. In some cases, microcephaly here, just after the Zika virus, Zika here, and Zika here, Zika here, and microcephaly here, chikungunya also here, improve. And the arthralgia, the problems involving the public health, in consequence of chikungunya is very severe in our country. The people remains with arthralgia and arthritis for 3 or 4 months. In some people keep the age for one year, probably. And macrocephaly or microcephaly severe is a calcification inside. The compromission is very serious and different the other kind of, like a mix in cytomegalovirus and toxoplasmosis, the same child. It's very sad saw this problem in our country. And dengue here, after period 1906 and after 1906, the red map. And Zika, mosquito Aedes, albopictus, and Egypt is adapted. Our problem, new problem. The scientists in Brazil identify in the salivary glandular the Zika virus in Culex mosquito. Then, if it is be confirmed, the problem will improve, because in Brazil, Culex is 20 times more than Aedes aegypti, more numerous. And we can stop the cycle of life using the products like João has, and we try to stop the cycle. Dengue virus circulation in Rio de Janeiro state. Here, here's Rio, and in this moment, Rio, we have dengue 1, 2, 4, the stage here, Rio, where is the game, Olympic Games will be here. Then, in this moment, dengue 1 and 2, and dengue 1, 2, and 4 also in circulation here in Niterói. And serotypes in the last moments, the last months, since April 2003, April, we increased of cases in dengue 4. And in the past, the first problems, the second moments, in the third moments, you can see here, usually the case improve in May and June, it decrease in July, August. The Olympic Games will be in August, and usually the number of cases reduce. Then you can see here, there is a improve here. Then is it possible? We have time to fight against, like I was talking about this. Is it possibility to try to solve this problem? We have time, and I don't know if time enough, but it's necessary to fight against this problem. Hotel 5-star for here, and usually the people take away the titles and the environments. And dengue, it was the most disturbing of the 3 main arbovirus, but until the microcephaly case, then the main words myself is Zika virus in consequence of the microcephaly. High rates of deaths, by more severe forms. Hemorrhagic forms are differential. The same person can have up to 4 times dengue, one for each serotype. In the early diagnosis and access to appropriate medical case fatality rate decreased to less than 1%. And Zika virus manifestations is not my data, it's from other accounts, but in my experience, it's very severe. The conjunctivitis and rash is very strong also. Different from dengue, is more discreet. Other problems is neurological problems and autoimmune complications, but in consequence of the virus, and the encephalitis and the myelitis transverse is the other problem involving the Zika virus. And main risk, everybody is under risk in Brazil in these moments. Everybody is susceptible. And how is the diagnosis made? Like a clinical, and we don't have serology for everybody. We don't have PCR for everybody. In these moments, in the public health, we make an exam just for pregnancy in order to confirm or know this disease. And the woman who had Zika, when she can get pregnant, in my opinion, 42 days after. Why 2 days after? You must wait the time of the Guillain-Barré syndrome emerge. Then 2 days after is less probably. That's the problem will emerge. Then we stay for 2 days. Transmission, congenital is clear, vector is clear also, and blood and sex, and a real situation. Yeah, I have a case when a man, the Zika virus was identified for 4 weeks after the problem. Then still in the semen for a long time. Then probably we will recommend repellent for women and repellent for the man. Or the man will take a sex activity using the condom to avoid the exposition of his wife. And treatments, we don't have specific treatments in these moments. In Federal University of Rio de Janeiro, in Vital Brasil Institute, we are studying antivirus, natural antivirus, and some results in vitro showed for us the inhibition of the replication of virus, Zika virus, dengue virus, yellow fever, chikungunya, in almost 100%. Then there is a possibility in some months we have some good news in antivirus drug. It's necessary to monitor the pregnancy woman because some cases are asymptomatic. Then it's necessary, and children tracking with congenital infections. We have different problems. Not the microcephaly is probably the iceberg, the top of iceberg, a ponta do iceberg.
The tip.
Okay, that's it. The microcephaly, the top of the iceberg. But probably you have hearing problems, eye problems, and other kind of problems. Some scientists in Brazil identify the big tropism, the Zika virus, like stem cells. Then probably the injury will be bigger, unfortunately also. And chikungunya, other problem in Brazil now is the circulation also. And in chikungunya means in Macon's, Rubens, or disease-covered walker. It's true. When you saw the patient with chikungunya, he walked this way. In this, other sporadic human cases occur, but large outbreaks in humans were not common at the past. But, however, in urban centers in Africa and Asia, the virus can circulate between mosquitoes and susceptible humans, and the cycle similar to dengue virus. Since its discovery in Africa in 1952, chikungunya outbreaks have occurred occasionally, but recent outbreaks have spread the virus in other parts of the world. And generally, chikungunya reemergence were documented in Africa, Asia, India, Europe, with irregular intervals, 2 or 20 years between outbreaks. Currently, chikungunya has been identified in about 40 countries and has become a priority in public health. In Brazil, unfortunately, it's very common also. But despite all problems, I hope to see you there in Rio de Janeiro. And we have some strategy to combat, to fight against mosquitoes. And I'd like to invite João just to comment this Stella, please. I have a time, 5 minutes? 3? We have short time, but we must fight. We must try at least.
Yeah, very good. These are the areas of the Olympic Games where they will be played. So we're looking at here, where's the pointer? Yeah. This is going to be the major center here. We're looking at Maracanã Stadium. That's where the games will be opened and closed, and the major Olympic village in this area. We'll have the row competitions in this lake around here, as well as in the bay. Actually, Maracanã, as well in this area, in Copacabana, and this is the shooting area. That's where the bow and arrow, also the shooting competitions will be held. We're looking at approximately 500 hectares of area which are at risk for the mosquito. If we consider about 1,000 hectares, that means the surrounding, because the mosquito does not respect the borders or the lines. It's probably the first democratization of disease in the world. So it bites whoever. It's not according to your purchase power, but it doesn't respect that. So we were looking at if we are on time, and time is scarce, but as Migovsky was saying, it is still possible. So we were about to treat this area here and here. And by the way, what Brazil does today is insecticides. Unload tons of the pyrethroids and all the other things, the flubenzuron, the same thing that you do here in Malaysia, which has been done for years and comes back to us because they remain in the atmosphere and all the environment. Personally found it the most advanced system I've seen is the one you have here in Malaysia. There are friends of InnoBio and Edogenics, and I've been traveling a little bit around the areas in the world. And the most comprehensive system is what you have now, according to my opinion. So congratulations to that for leading the way. And as we do not need to reinvent the wheel, and we are in a hot pot of diseases, so if you have a disease, you name it, we have it. That's Brazil. As well, if you have any kind of racism or whatsoever, we have it. This is the United Nations of everybody down there, as well as mosquitoes. So therefore, the idea is to treat the vector. There are 3 ways you can tackle this thing. It's treatment, prevention, and vector control. Treatment, we are doing that in hospitals, developing new drugs, but any new drug is 3 to 5 years from the market. You know, we have to go through these preclinical and clinical development protocols. Again, vaccines is going to take also several years to develop. So the only thing you can do immediately is to control the infection, control the vector, disrupt the cycle of disease. And by applying this here in the surrounding areas, again, this is the center of the Olympics. That's most of the activity you're going to watch on TV is going to be in this area. It's a former swamp. The area is called Jacaré Paguá, which in the Indian language means land of Jacaré, which means crocodiles. So this is what it was. It was dried, but there's still plenty of water in there. And this is there, is also the most modern area for it. It's the west part. The Copacabana area and the Maracanã is more in the north, and this is inland. All these are, in the middle, we have a tropical forest in the middle, a subtropical forest. It's one of probably the only city in the world that has a tropical forest right in the middle. That's the forest of Tijuca, dividing the north from the south. And the biggest one, thank you. And that has everything also, and wild animals in there. So this is going to be very interesting. But we need to keep the athletes away from the mosquito. And so, idea, treat these 500 hectares, maybe 1,000, 1,500 around, maybe treat 10 to 20,000 habitation focus in the areas. And I think we can do it maybe 45 days after application, 60 to have Olympics without mosquito. And then make sure that don't spray the diesel on the athletes.
Then I need to start here. I live here. Then we must start the fight here, because I live here in Copacabana. And we have now some partners. Probably in the future, Malaysia government will stay here together us. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much, Dr. Migoski. It was a very, I said, one of the wonderful things that we know that our athletes that coming to Rio de Janeiro going to have a safe time there, not contracting any dengue by the work of the key persons in front of us now.